Good to be back out there after the first scrimmage. Got third down in today, moved into the red zone again. We've been down there for a couple days. I think we're making a little bit of progress. And now on Friday and Saturday we'll have our coaches clinic, which is exciting. Coach Keeler, the former head football coach at the University of Delaware, national championship from 2003, will be one of our guest speakers, and Coach Herman, the defensive coordinator for the Giants, will also be here as one of our guest speakers. So we're on top of our staff and our strength staff and our academic support staff. We're very excited to have some guest speakers with us this year, and that clinic will go on from Friday morning through our practice on Saturday, and we'll finish up probably about 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Questions?
Off the scrimmage, any changes in the depth chart or positionally?
Not so much changes in the depth chart or positionally, but some guys that were trying in a couple different places. I think you guys saw Quanzell Lambert playing a little bit on the outside. We put our 50 package in today, so he's playing in that. And I think that's a place where we can get 4 really athletic guys on the field. I think that will serve us well. And we got some younger guys that are going to have to step up now. You know, with Lorenzo being very limited in what he can do, it's going to give a guy like John Aiken a chance to really show us. He's had a nice spring so far, and now he's going to get more and more of an opportunity back there. A guy like Sheldon Royce is going to get more and more of an opportunity, more reps over the next 2 weeks as we close in on the spring game.
How's Kevin Snyder been?
You know, Kevin's bigger and stronger than he was last year. You know, he did a great job in the winter, and he has not lost any speed while doing that. So he's playing the will linebacker spot right now, and as we know from Kasim playing that spot, it's a position where you get a lot of opportunities, and he's playing good football right now. It's exciting to watch him out there, and when you see Jamal Morrell, and you see Stephen Longa, and you see Kevin Snyder on the field, and you know that guys like Lester Liston and Quanzell Lambert will be out there at times with them. I think we've got some strong athletic guys at that position who can make plays.
How's Batim Bajari doing?
Yeah, he had strep throat last week, and he missed some time. He's working his way back in. He probably took about 75% of the reps he would normally take in a practice today. But I think by the weekend he'll be 100%. He'll be ready to go.
Is Dallas kind of ahead of him right now just because Batim isn't 100%?
There hasn't been any depth chart changes. It's just Batim wasn't ready to take all the reps that he would normally take. But I think by the weekend we should be back where we were in the beginning.
Kyle,
I know it's down on the pecking order, but how's Laviano been?
You know, lemon juice fixes sore throats.
That would have helped me over the weekend.
That's an old teacher trick. I think all 3 of those young quarterbacks, Mike Bamonte, Blake Rankin, and our guy Chris Laviano, are doing a good job. And it's tough on them because they don't get the amount of reps that the first 2 quarterbacks get. And we were trying to catch Chris up a little bit today, so he might have got a little more than the other 2. I've been really pleased what I've seen from all 3 of those guys. I hope as we get into some of these Saturday practices, we'll have enough bodies at the other positions that we can extend them a little bit, because that's really how those guys are going to get the reps that they need to showcase themselves, because we do have to sort that out a little bit.
how did Nova look on Saturday?
I thought he had a good day. And it's another step in the right direction for sure.
Nadir Barnwell, is it good to get him out doing some things on the field even though he's not 100%?
It is, and with Nadir being an early enrollee, this is a bonus semester for him, and certainly we wish he was out there full go like everybody else. But just to be able to have him in Indy and then have him in some of the 7-on-7 drills, it will give him an advantage, because we certainly have targeted him as someone who may be able to have a role next year or be able to contribute for us very early.
Kyle, was Tim at practice today?
He was not.
He was not. And did you talk to Carl Kirshner today? Have you spoken to him since he was?
I did. I spoke to Carl this morning.
And what's just your feeling of him being the interim AD?
I think it's nothing but positives. He certainly has a very intimate relationship with our program. He meets every one of our recruits personally, and is a big part of our recruiting weekends. So I think his familiarity with our players will serve us well through this next whatever number of days it is to put the person in place.
What are your thoughts on Quanzell Lambert's development so far?
Quanzell is a guy that we're trying to find a role for, because we think physically, hey, he can help us, and that's why you saw us play him a little bit on the outside today. And you know, he can do some things that'll be a positive for our defense, and keeping the athleticism and the speed at a premium at all times. You know, some of those 4 linebacker packages will be pretty good for us.
What has Miles Schuler shown you this spring now that he's been back healthy for a couple days?
Well, he hasn't really been back healthy for a couple days. He's been out there and he's been working his way toward being healthy. And today was probably the most I've seen him practice in about a week and a half. Although he didn't take all the reps he would normally take either. So I think we're going to have to hold off on that maybe for a few more days into the weekend and see if he can take the next step with his legs being healthy.
Got time for two more?
Kyle, what have you seen from Sheldon Royster's development since he got here last fall?
He seems more comfortable. He seems more understanding of how we play defense here and how we run to the football. You know, every day he's out there, I think he gets a little bit closer to where we want him to be. And now it's his job to compete with the other guys at that position.
Kyle, the president said yesterday he's going to review tapes of all the teams' practice films. Obviously, football, you tape a lot of stuff. Are you going to be cooperative with that whole thing?
Oh, we certainly will be cooperative with anything the president wants to do. You know, the president's house is literally 30 yards from where we practice. He's been out and he's watched us practice. So, I mean, he's the president of the university. He's certainly privy to anything that he wants to see.